On this episode of Comedians in a Comedy Club Answering Questions, we ask, what is the craziest thing you've ever done?
What is the craziest thing I've ever done?
I don't know if there's a statute of limitations.
Oh, there's a long list of stuff.
I guess taking drugs to take the edge off of other drugs is fairly crazy.
I once broke my friend out of a mental hospital. And I'm not afraid to admit that because it's actually surprisingly easy.
Oh, mate. Oh, you don't know me. You don't know the bloody half of it, mate. Mate, if I told you, you'd have a heart attack. Skydiving. Thanks.
I remember going to the Echo when I was maybe 15 years old, and I was on the ghost haunted house ride with a couple of friends, and as we went through the door, like a mask popped out, like a fake mask popped out to scare us, but I punched it anyway, and we all had a laugh in the ride and didn't think much of it. Anyway, we went further into the house, and suddenly out of nowhere, I just started getting punched in the face, and it was the owner of the ride punching me in the face because he saw me punch the dummy on the way in, and he just beat the shit out of me for the rest of the ride. It was literally the scariest haunted house I've ever been on. And when we got out, I was all bruised and battered, and he grabbed my bag and just threw it into the alleyway and said, "Get the fuck off my ride." And I was like, that was insane.
Getting blind drunk in South Africa and in my 20s with another friend and not knowing at all, cannot remember the hotel we were staying in, just no recollection of what even suburb or town it was in, and having to sleep in a park in South Africa pre-Mandela's election. Crazy thing to do. It was so dangerous, but we had no option.
I once climbed onto the roof of a combi driving down the highway at 100 kilometres an hour and just surfed on the roof.
Yeah, he was just a mate of mine. We wanted to smoke some bongs. He was in a mental hospital. And so we just went and hung out with him. We asked the people there if we could go outside and have a smoke with him, and they said yes, as long as you come back. And then when we went outside, he just ran away, and I had to follow him. And then we went back to my place and we had some bongs.
I got arrested for running naked in Queensland and got banned from Queensland, which is kind of funny because I'm in Queensland right now doing this. Snuck back in, suckers.
I'm very boring, so probably just getting drunk, really.
Craziest thing I ever did was believing that I knew how to restructure the political and economic landscape for an ideal society while being a corrupt, crazy, incompetent, idiotic, naive, angry, resentful loser.
Although sometimes it works, which, inspires you to do it again.